Hello! Today we continue filling our collection of handles. The idea has been borrowed from Paracord braiding. My first impression was it might not be appropriate for paper tubes. However, I've tried and applied it to different options of tubes, and the result is quite satisfying. That's why today I'm sharing the idea with you, my dear viewers. Before wrapping the handle, you have to prepare the base for it. For this purpose, I insert the specially prepared moistened tubes. Recently, while moistening the dry tubes, I add some fabric softener to the water. At first I've tried adding some hair conditioner. Then I found a piece of advice on using fabric softener. So I've tried and I like the result a lot. I measure the amount by eye. As a result, the fabric softener makes the tubes really soft and silky. So, since the top of my milk holder is light gray, I insert light tubes from the top. Well, actually it is optional, just the way I've chosen for myself. While my bottom part is dark, so it is where I insert dark tubes. I shape the handle from the top. In the same way I unite the tubes into a bunch at the bottom. After which I tie the tubes with a thread and shape a handle. It is the way it looks from the top and the bottom. We've got kind of loops. Now let's start entwining the base with tubes. I personally prefer this type of handle two-colored, though a single-colored option is also possible. It is less decorative, but it's got lacy edges. In my case, I take two tubes, a light gray and a dark one. I insert them deep enough in order to fasten the tubes tight with the first loops. Then I start from the right handle. Place a tube on the front and lead its tail through the loop from behind. While making the first coils, hold the tube tails thoroughly in order to keep them fastened. Now the left hand. Place the tube from the front, lead it from behind into the loops. The tubes have to be well prepared in order to prevent them from breaking. The next step. Well, actually everything is very simple. Just be attentive not to confuse anything and make sure to always place the tube from the front, lead from behind, and tighten carefully until you've got no joints and dancing points. It's very easy. A couple of times I've got confused and placed the tube from behind, which spoils the pattern. That's why I have to be very careful at this stage. Place the tube from the front and lead from behind into the loop. Now it's high time to lengthen the tube. In our case, lengthening is a very essential point. I connect the tubes with the help of Dragon Universal Adhesive. Cut the tail at a very sharp angle, insert one tube into another deep enough, and try your best to make the joint invisible. While working on, you have to hold the point of connection of tubes carefully, especially at the first coil. If I use school glue, it would be impossible to continue working right away. If you do everything right, Dragon glue allows working on right after gluing. I've did it. Continue. Lengthen the second tube in the same very way. As a result, we've got lacy coils like this. It's much similar to macrame. Braiding this handle is like practicing macrame lacing again. And continue this way up to the very end. We've reached the end. The easiest way of finishing is as follows. Lead the tube tails inward and, with the help of a knitting needle, pull them and insert right here, after which I glue the tails and cut them. Let me show you an example of this sample. Do you see? I've laid the tails here, insert them and cut. Well, it's a bit more challenging when you do on the ready item, but the principle is the same. Let me add a couple more words on this handle. Take a look, please. A small milk holder requires a small handle. It's been made of the same tubes as the very holder, and it is rather compact. This kind of a handle looks nice on a small jewel box too. However, you can as well create a handle like this for a large basket. The good thing about this type of a handle is that you can use as many tubes as needed for a handle base. If you create a handle for a big heavy basket, you may use many tubes as a base, reinforce it with a piece of wire or whatever to make the handle stronger, and then just wrap the base with tubes. This way you can get a handle as thick as needed. The handle is rather interesting. It is both strong and decorative. My best recommendations.